Most of our leadership structure is hierarchical and it is top down. And now the psychosocial method is trying to bring us from bottom up. If we work with the people who are already in the bottom, they have already been there. But then now we work with the people who have been, used to top-down approach, and if they can come down to the level of the people, that means we are having a community in a common place.
We wanted to train the military, the police, and the government officials. And we got an opportunity of meeting the commander of the unit which is out here. And they invited us to give a training. And we have already trained 2 members of the military fully as counsellors for 2.5 years. They went on a full training and they graduated. And we trained these other members of the military. They were majors, captains, privates, I don't know the different ranks, for a full month.
At first we thought, can we gear this training just for the army, different from the way we give it to everybody else? But later on we say the army people are people like everyone else. So let's just train the way we do, and then they will pick up what is good for them.
They were extremely attentive and they were terribly keen on learning because they feel they're a neglected part of society in a developing country. They're supposed to obey, to defend, to go out and risk their lives, but nobody ever thinks that they should be beneficiaries of a development project. And they said they're just men and women. They're human beings. They've got a job. And they have a special training for that job. They're professionals. But they're human beings before that. And they're human beings in a developing country. And they're human beings with families. And they're human beings who are not very well paid. And who are living in abominable, bombed-out conditions. And are not complaining about it. So it was a delight to meet these people as human beings and to hear them and to see their joy at waking up to ordinary human relationship issues and to how they could impact their families, how they could impact their communities, how they could improve their education and how they could improve themselves. I realize as I'm talking that you asked me how St. Francis started, and very quickly I zoomed into, I suppose, this whole psychosocial facilitation and training, which I think is almost the culmination of the beginning dream, where it was a family helper project. And when we started, we never thought to help a child. We never had that as a vision, that we want to sort of take a child somewhere and help a child. Because children belong to families, they belong to communities, they belong to tribes, clans, societies. And the normal caretaking process must come through that. So our vision was to sort of help a family do their job, look after their children. And school fees and child sponsorship and training them in some skills, as we do in the tailoring school, was a means to that. But everything we've done has always been focusing on the family. What makes a family healthy? What makes a child healthy? What is most needed at the developmental stages, physiologically or emotionally or mentally or whatever. And when we're working with families, we do very often instruct them in child development, the stages of child development, the stages of adult development, and the stages of family development. And they love this. It's a real wake up to them, because somehow you feel it's right when you hear it, but you didn't know it. or you didn't allow the knowledge. You know, the great news that loving a child can make a huge difference in a person's life is utter sense, but they don't realize how much beating children spoils that. And the news that you can speak to children and that they can speak intelligently back to you makes sense, but a lot of people don't know it. They think children don't have intelligent thoughts, that they have to be told how to think and what to think and how to behave and when to behave and what they should like and what they shouldn't like. So I think St. Francis has evolved organically and naturally to where it is today.